let's to what it felt like, you know, in view of what transpired, right? Let's just go take a listen, and we will indeed get back, in a short bit, right?
Are you mad? 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 Are you mad?
Sir, just take it easy.
Hold that up on her. There be no police. Huh?
Jesus. Why are they beating him up?
No, we have to actually go and stay there. Stay in the car with you. Just stay in the car.
He just started beating me. They didn't even let... The guy was trying to record. They seized his phone. And this man, it's just... Not all of them, just this one that is holding him. So, why? Why are they doing this?
Start the punch. The policeman don't carry, don't drag the guy, don't start the beat for 1 hour.
Oh my God. They're already fighting. They're already fighting. Hope they cannot see me before they call my phone. Jesus. Why are they beating him up? Now. No, it's talking to my sister. She's not gonna see me recording. Jesus.
Okay, so that's an excerpt of what really, went down. The brutality. For every "are you mad?" you hear "pass, pass." For every "what is wrong with you?" "pass, pass." It just goes on like that. The brutality. And the Obik Modestus happens to be the officer who started the assault. He wasn't really okay with it. He decided to take it a step higher, a notch higher, by also pushing him around to the police van right there. And of course, the others, at least they joined in, to show moral support, However, though, the Lagos Police Command PRO Benjamin Undenyi said one of the officers involved has been identified as Obik Modestus. Right now, Undenyi wrote, and he said, Police Officer Inspector Obik Modestus has been summoned by the Complaints Response Unit, CRU, at Lagos Police NG. He will be handed over to the Provost Department for appropriate disciplinary measures. Appropriate disciplinary measures. Now, the Lagos State Police Command under CP Olondare Jimo will not condone any form of incivility to members of the public. And y'all can see that video right there. I mean, get across to the YouTube channel right now. Get to the Facebook page wall and see for yourself what that video feels like. I mean, the brutality we thought was a thing of the past. I would have said that, well, brutality is reduced, but in recent times, though, we start seeing more brutalities, and that's because there are hands and phones to record. What about those that have been left unrecorded, unseen, unheard of, right? And it brings a lot of concern to the mental state of mind of our police officers, of those with whom the Constitution gives the right, the charge, the responsibility to serve us, by the way. Supposed to service. Not because they're servants, but to ensure that the complexity of man, the dynamics of mankind, of our nature, is also put in check, right? These ones, are they really okay? Are these ones really okay? And I'm thinking to myself, what do you think could be the fuel, could be the thing that would make, that any man, any civilian will do to a police officer that would make a uniformed person, not just a police officer now, a uniformed person want to brutalize an unarmed civilian? Unarmed. Is it frustration? Is it hunger? I'm just trying to make sense of it. Maybe we should just tinker a little bit. Could it be frustration? Could it be hunger? Salaries not paid? Could that be what caused the violent outburst? I mean, the driver was dragged out of his vehicle and beaten in the presence of his colleagues, just like that. It was a passenger who recorded the incident, though, and the video was shared on social media, and it's causing public, widespread outrage right now. Nigerians took to X, formerly called Twitter, to condemn the officer's actions, with many calling for justice and accountability. Now, do you not also think that this might be why the Nigerian police force is also disregarded by the public? I mean, if we have more of these going on different parts of the country, wouldn't it dent the reputation of the Nigerian police force in itself? And yeah, this is a call to the IGP, Kaide Betuku. I mean, it's high time you began to look into these cases of brutality. I mean, we remember that we had SARS, and then we had SWAT. All of these drained with our taxpayers' monies. Now, we're not saying it's bad. We're just saying that could they be trained just to brutalize us when they're supposed to protect lives and property? I mean, it doesn't make sense, does it now? So the IGP, you need to look into this. This brutality now is becoming too much. IGP, sir, we cannot be suffering from hunger, cannot be suffering from insecurity, cannot be suffering from political instability, cannot be suffering from external forces trying to undermine our unity. We cannot be suffering from the politicians using religion and tribalism to further separate us. Cannot be suffering from corruption here and there, everywhere, hiking food prices, hiking everything, hiking everything. If oxygen was for sale, it would have gone for hikes. It would have been hiked. I mean, I don't think a lot of people would have survived it. If oxygen was put out for sale, would you afford it? With the current... No, I don't think so. I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. So would you afford it? Everything is on the rise. And yet we now have police brutality too. What happens to the place of interrogation and questioning? What happens to the place of civility? Which, of course, the police is supposed to become a beacon of settlement, of peacefulness. And Nigerians are asking questions. What next? What punitive measures will be meted out to deter others from committing similar atrocities? Is it just, okay, we'll have the police a section that has to do with criminality and all of that handled, disciplinary actions will be taken? What is it about? What is a disciplinary action about? Hope is not going to be another transfer from maybe the Lagos command now, take him to Ogun State. His name has been dented, so let him go to Ogun State. Hope it's not just going to be, we dismiss him. Okay, after dismissal. Is that it? Is dismissal okay? I'm asking you, family members, what do you think could be the punitive measures for any police officer, any man of force, any man in uniform, who abuses the power, constitutional power, given to him in view of his role and duty and responsibility in protecting lives and property? What should be the punitive measure for such a person? Strip him of his uniform? Face jail term? I don't know. Pay a fine to the assaulted? You tell me. What is it we can do to deter some uniformed man from acting inimically, acting in the opposite direction to the mandate that they are supposed to secure? So what could also be the reason for this unethical attitude displayed by the police officers? Could it be frustration, drug abuse, or even mental illness? Should our police officers go through re-evaluation now? What is that word they give it? Rehabilitation? Well, before you go through rehabilitation, you should have shown signs of mental or a need for rehabilitation. Well, yeah, Obik has shown a need for her rehabilitation. He needs to be rehabilitated. But are there no other Obiks in the police who need rehabilitation? Would it be out of place to say that every police officer should go through a reevaluation process? Now, by reevaluation, we're looking at your mental health. We're looking at the things that bother you, your state of mind, and all of that. Can the arrest of the police officer lead to meaningful change and reform in the Nigerian police system? Or will it just be another case of business as usual? Well, you tell me though. Let me into what your thoughts would be. But first, I need to get off now, pay some bills. Be right back in a short bit. It is the General Open Banter.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Meet the Infinix Note 50 series, defined by pioneers to push boundaries. Its ultra-resilient armor alloy metal frame design gives you that slick, top-notch style. Unlock efficiency with intelligence of the one-tap Infinix AI and circle to search anything on your phone with Google. Need power in a flash? 90 watts fast charge rockets you from 0 to 100% in 38 minutes. Exclusive deals at authorized stores. Get your Note 50 now. The Infinix Note 50 series. Pro design, pro AI.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Please listen to this announcement. Farex Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 0803 596 5170. 0803 596 5170. You can visit at Goshen Plaza, opposite Jabi Model Park, Abuja.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just
20,000 naira?
Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. Hurry now.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Back to the General Open Banter right here and on here. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja it is, where we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. We say this in strong authority because you gave us the bragging right? We're still looking at the issue or the case of a police officer arrested after he was filmed assaulting an Uber driver somewhere in Lagos State. But however, it does feel as though he has been arrested. He has been summoned by the Complaint Response Unit, that's the CRU. He will be handed over to the Provost Department for appropriate disciplinary measures, right? And from the video that I played, the audio that you heard now, you would indeed hear how the slaps and the jabs was coming at this young man. Well, I think we should go hear it again, right? We should go hear it again. Maybe when we do, it will allow you to be informed with your thoughts on the matter. Let's go take a listen.
Are you mad? 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 I'm a police.
Sir, just take it easy.
Hold up, the video police.
Jesus. Why are they beating him up?
No, we have to actually go and stay there. Stay in the car with you. Just stay in the car.
He just started beating me. They didn't even let... The guy was trying to record. They seized his phone. And this man, it's just... Not all of them, just this one that is holding him. True. Why? Why are they doing this?
All right, now y'all heard it, right? The video police officer. You heard that part. So, police officers should not be videoed. If you are doing the right thing, why would you? You should. Most of the time, when we are doing the right thing, we want to be videoed. We want to be seen, right? But at this point, you can hear an officer right there saying, "You the video police officer? Like, is it a crime now to do that? I don't know. Is it against the law?" But anyways, though, so it doesn't seem as though we are always talking about the police, too. I mean, don't you think that we also have a responsibility? Probably there must be something that this young man did to deserve such a beating. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that there has to be something that would allow for an officer of the law, to brutalize, violate, as they call it, a bloody civilian? And then it doesn't always stop there. The question will now be, what next? What should be done? So it doesn't seem as though it's a business as usual. So it doesn't seem as though the higher ups are also giving a thumbs up. I wouldn't say that the IGP Kaide Gbetukum now is giving a thumbs up. I wouldn't say that. And that's why I'm calling him right now to, hey, look into the stinks. Because if I understand correctly, I thought that the slogan was police is your friend. But with this circulating on social media, first of all, it destroys the image of the police. It destroys the trust that Nigerians even have in the police. That is, if there was any in the first place, by the way. It also paints us in a very, very unfavorable position with the international community. And then it also portrays us as people who are so lawless. Because you would expect that anybody who is in uniform should be very much so law-abiding compared to... Now, I'm not saying you being a citizen don't be law... You have to be 100% law-abiding as a citizen, yeah? But then it goes further. For one who is holding or who is wearing such a uniform representing the country, more like an extension of the country's laws, such a person should be like 150 or 120% in upholding the law and standing by the law. But what do we find today? Well, I really want to know your thoughts on this, though. 0907 353 0044 is that number for you to call. The other number is 0908 766 8888. And the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. What are the reactions that Nigerians indeed had or have in view of this particular one? But just before we take those reactions now, let's go hear it from this.
Hello?
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
and how are you?
Very
I'm
well,
calling
thank you.
from I'm calling from Gagulada.
What's your name, please?
My name is Theodore Wakama.
All right, Theodore Wakama. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Talk to me. Have you seen that video?
Thank you very much for this topic, because I'm a traveler.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see the way our uniform people operate, I mean, you'll be very disappointed. Actually, the police, whatever that man has done, does not warrant such action.
Okay.
Highest, you can arrest him. take him down to the station. And from there, they will investigate and know what he has done wrong. No matter the amount of thing he has done, our police should be patient with our people.
Right.
Once you give a man a uniform, it becomes something else. And this thing has been going on for too long. We need to address it. The government, the society, we need to address it. We need to appeal to them. They should reduce the brutality. It's not fair to our society. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Right. Appreciate that from you, though. But yeah, some very great contribution right there from you. But then there's another question that is also brewing, and that would be, what punitive measure, what is it that can be done to ensuring that we don't have uniformed persons, in our society going this route again? I mean, we've seen this over and over and over again. And I'm glad that the family member who just called now said, I'm a traveler. I say, wait till Musa no go see for gates. It means that he has seen a lot of these kinds of brutality. Now you can tell from the passion in his voice, talking about these things, that look, enough is enough. That no matter what the civilian probably has said or done, doesn't warrant that type of brutality. Do you agree with that, or do you not? Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, my brother.
My name is Yusuf.
Yusuf, where are you calling from?
Yeah. Calling you from Suleja.
Awesome, Yusuf, talk to me.
Please, the problem comes from the recruiting.
Okay.
They should stop recruiting because of money, because of who know who into police officer. They should recruit because of if someone is qualified. They should try and recruit qualified people into police, not because of who know who bring who, or who has money. Mm-hmm. There are qualified people who are supposed to be a police officer. Yeah. Okay. That's my own contribution.
So it's about qualification, the people who are qualified. But what do you think can be done to the people who are found guilty? Okay. I think he didn't think that part through, though. But yeah, he's saying that, look, bring the qualified people in. Let's not have a police where it's about man no man, who know who, connection and everything, right? Hello, good morning. Okay, that's a miss, though. Taking this call now. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, my brother. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, yeah, my name is Usman, calling from Guarimpa.
Usman, all the way from Guarimpa. Usman, talk to me.
Okay, Guarimpa is fine.
Yeah.
This topic that you have brought is very, let me say, it's very important and it's very critical, especially at this juncture.
Right.
You see, let me say, for the police force entirely, it needs a kind of reform. But for the police themselves, they need rehabilitation. Let me say, they need rehabilitation. Why I say so is that, you see, even though we will not blame them, because looking at the way even the history of the police force, right from the colonial era, how they were meant, instead for them, let me say, to protect lives and property with integrity. So what we are seeing is the reverse is the case. Look at even the issue of bail is free, an issue of intimidation. That is why at times I need, let me say, somebody like our journalists to be going into our police stations,
right,
and see the kind of inhuman treatment that these police were giving, let me say, suspects. So at times you see it baffles me a lot, because you are suspect, you don't need to be, let me say, giving out such kind of intimidation and harassment at times. And let's come back to the issue of these even in our road. Issue of extortion. Issue is another thing themselves, because I even begin to realize that whatever you give a police as a salary, he must collect bribes. That is just even you have given them 1 million, that thing they must collect that bribe, because that bribe of a thing has become the norm of their practices. And that's why we are calling, especially this IG, because the last time that we have someone that is, let me say, Solomon Arazi, he did he did well. with regard to them say reforming the police. But this one, I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
Even the training and retraining is something that to look into.
Okay.
Because at times they are not being trained on how to deal with civilians. Because you are just a bloody civilian, they will just treat you anyhow. And when, for instance, now you are being confronted, you can't even at least engage them in a kind of in a civil manner. They try to they're there. So I think at this point in time we need a total rebranding of the police force so that they can be able to give us the kind of services that.
Are you there?
They say harassing people, intimidating people, and so on. And that's what we are calling, because so many things are happening in our police stations. Because the kind of treatment they are giving suspects is unfair. It's unfair.
All right, Usman.
Yes.
I get the point.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, though. Usman right there is, cut across. I mean, he's cut across. It's not just standing, on the part of brutality now. He says, no, let's extend this into the suspected. When you say suspected, alleged, suspected, or suspects in the police stations and all of that the inhumane treatment is deplorable. Well, we should take this one now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Ikechuku Koskit. I'm calling from Super, sir.
All right, Zuba, Ikechuku, welcome aboard. Ikechuku, talk to me.
Yes, sir. My take is, depending on the brutality, any policeman convicted of assault on civilian should be in prison for 1 year without salary.
1 year without salary, yeah?
Without salary.
Okay.
Yes.
You think that's going to stop them from that kind of brutality? Oh, he says, anyone that is found culpable, anyone that decides to show brutality to civilians that they are meant to protect, give them 1 year. 1 year prison. Non-negotiable. Without salary. That's what he says. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Yudi.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yes, Felix from Lambata.
Felix, welcome aboard, Felix. Talk to us.
You see, they say you can't give what you don't have. And the society we live in, we are all living witness of what is going on.
Right.
The level of corruption, wickedness, and evil in the society, it reflects on these uniform men too sometimes. And most of what you see them doing is as a result of lack of orientation, where provisions are made for capacity building and are not properly used, and nobody asks questions. People are not trained. People are just recruited just like that, and then they are given baton or gun to what do you expect from them? You see the brutality among the rank and file. So if the society is that corrupt and we're not looking into issues, and issues are not properly addressed, then definitely you get this type of brutality and harassment from not just the police and other law enforcement agents.
Right.
But it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. Thank you very much.
Felix, before you go, what do you think should be the punitive measure that will deter others who may be wanting to ply the same route as...
my dear youth, there are already rules of engagement. There are already laws on ground. But because of who you know, and where you come from, where you belong, all this nepotism and all that, these things are not enforced.
Right.
So no punitive measures are applied, and nothing serves as deterrent for others. So others follow suit. So if only that the hierarchy will show themselves a good example of themselves, behave well, comport themselves, and follow the rules and the regulations, I think the rank and file will also do the same, and there will be some distance in the system. Right. If that happens. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that one, though. It says, look, the laws are there, the rules are there, rules of engagement are there, the laws are there, rule of law, everything is there. It's there. But no, I know you, you know me, my brother, my sister. That's what we've been doing here all along. And look at where it has got us. How far have we gone now? Because you cannot imagine that the same police force that has been given thumbs up across West Africa, even globally, we have been seeing, our military is good, our police are one of the best and all of that, which I am not disputing. the same police force is having their name smeared by some unscrupulous individuals wearing the Nigeria police uniform, the prestigious. Now, somebody just said, Yudi, how can you call it prestigious? It is prestigious. See, you need to begin to change your own mindset about our police force. But I can understand you if you don't take them seriously. This is based on past antecedents. This is also based on my personal experience, so yeah, I know it. I mean, if they don't start the reform with them, from them, and if these reforms are not feasible, visible, seen, felt, there's one thing to see. We've seen a lot of commissioned buildings here and there, commissioned complexes and all of that. Politicians, they get the Caesars, cut the ribbons. We just saw, but we don't feel the impact. Inflation has dropped. Oh, we celebrate, we are dancing. We only hear. Did we feel? Port Harcourt Refinery, Warri Refinery, Kaduna is just close to around the corner. We heard, celebrated, jumped up and down, and our expectations were cut short. So, the police, if they don't start the reform, if they don't begin to blow their trumpets, and not just blow it, but then allow for us to feel it, the impact, how do we really praise them? But yeah, be that as it may, albeit, let's still be positive about the police, because it's not every police officer that is exactly like Obic Modestus, the bad eggs in the police force. And you know, the funny thing is, these officers in the police, they know the bad eggs. Now, they may not all be perfect, but they know the ones that are rotten. Okay, so there's bad eggs, there are rotten eggs. They know the rotten eggs, the ones that will smear the name of the police. But what baffles me is how they still give such a person support and let the person still breed within the force. Such a person should have been expunged, reported. But yeah, such a person will still find their way. In fact, they will even grow in rank. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Thank you very much. It's Abdullah calling from Bari.
Abdullah, welcome aboard. Talk to us, Abdullah.
Yes, police is a friend. Police is your friend. That is the usual slogan.
Yes.
It is true. Majority of the police are somehow people of questionable character. But there are some few ones that if you even call them saint, they are saint. Because they do the needful, they do the right thing at the right time, and they don't accept bribes. There are very few of them. So it is not ideal for us to generalize that every policeman or everybody in the society is corrupt or is a person that has no integrity.
Okay.
We understand that they say one seed spoils the rest. So that is the problem we are facing.
Right.
Majority of them have questionable character because they do it to even their fellow policemen. In fact, in a situation where they connive under a particular guise and say that a stray bullet killed their fellow policeman when they are in an operation, if you dig deep into it, you discover that that very person that they say stray bullet killed is somebody who doesn't want to compromise in terms of corruption or doing something that is dastardly. So that is what we are facing.
Right.
But do you know that majority of police, before recruitment, you discover that it is people that have questionable characters that are usually maybe sent to some of the chiefs, the emirs, and the politicians so that they can recruit them into the police force. They discover that they know that they have questionable character. Maybe they are tired with them in the community.
Yeah.
Then they would say, please send to the police. How do you want them to actually repent and then correct their abnormal way of doing things?
So Abdullah,
when you didn't rehabilitate them,
yeah,
and you didn't even correct them, and you didn't even maybe orientate them, and you say that because they are disturbing the community because of their criminal tendencies and what have you, or questionable character, dishonesty, and unintegrity, and then you say, okay, go and send them to the police, let them be recruited in the police, and you want them to be good. Are all Nigerian people good people? So they are part and parcel of the society. That is why the former president say, change begins with me. If you are good, try as much as possible to train your children to be good also.
Okay.
If you are bad, you don't have to think of correcting abnormality in the society because you are part of the badness in the society.
All right.
So let us look from ourselves. Are we actually honest to ourselves in doing things in the community or in the society? Are we corrupt free? Are we honest? Are we people of impeccable character and integrity? So we should not completely heap blames on the police. We know that because of their interaction with the society, the people in the community, that is why we heap up all these blames on them.
Okay.
So they have to take it.
Okay.
But the leadership should do the right thing at the right time to overhaul the entire police system.
Appreciate that one from you.
So that Nigeria will be great because they are the ones that interact almost on daily basis with the people.
Right.
In fact, majority of them are wicked and they make corruption or collecting bribes as a hobby. So, and they don't want to change because they will say that before my retirement, I want to build a house.
Yeah, Abdullah.
Must it be with the money or bribe or corruption that you will have to build your house?
Okay.
You don't fear that.
Abdullah, I will have to let you go now because it doesn't seem like you can hear my feedback. But yeah, thank you, far too kind though. Appreciate your thoughts. I mean, you made it very clear that look, there are bad eggs, right? Doesn't mean that everybody in the police force, is a very bad person or is a bad egg. Is one who is uncultured, is one who has not been trained, or is one who doesn't understand the rudiments of what the law provides in terms of what the office that they occupy entails, in terms of responsibility and all. And I remember also making that clear. I mean, just right before your call came through, right? Look, as much given the fact that, we have these kinds of police officers in the system and all, we must not also fail to recognize the fact that it's not every police officer that is toxic. But Abdullah, you made it clear too, and you said, hey, most. When you say most of the police officers are of questionable character, it also allows us to freely use the word police in general. Because most, only few, a minute few, most, few. So yeah, but then there's a point that you made, and the point is the place of how the community itself and the society itself embolden these people of questionable character who are supposed to be rehabilitated, who are supposed to go through a reevaluation, who even some of them are supposed to be behind bars. But then as a community, because of the terror that such a person meets out in our community, he's feared, he is vicious, is this, oh, this one will be good for police. So the police becomes a dump site where these ones find their way through, are given power, constitutional powers. And of course, no matter how much you wash a pig, it will always get back to the dirt. Their true colors never hide. And that's some food for thought. I mean, this also goes to the IGP, Kayode Egbetoko. I mean, the process of recruitment. What does it feel like? What is it like? Because at one point we'll see the police commission, the PSC, and they're having at loggerheads. What exactly is going on with y'all? Enough of this brutality, because we're already brutalized as a people in the country already by different forces and different factors. We don't want to add police to it, right? Okay. Well, anyways, though, as much as you can, please, if a police officer also hails you to stop, maybe for a stop and search and stuff like that, please do well to also obey. It is important, okay? Because this is a two-way thing. It's not just a one-way thing. It's not a one-way ticket. It's a two-way thing. You two have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. If not for anything, don't like the person wearing it. Respect the uniform he's wearing or she's wearing. You don't have to like the person. Nah, you don't have to. You don't have to like their faces. Their face got nothing on you. You should respect the uniform. All right? But yeah, we are hoping that some justice will be made, will be given to this incident that happened in Lagos State and everything, and that with that, we should be able to see a reduction, if not a total stop, of police brutality in this country, great country, Nigeria. Right? I'll end by saying thank you to each and every one of us that participated, added our voices one way or the other. I am so grateful. We are grateful. Family members are grateful too as well. And of course, until tomorrow, same time, same station, when we come with a general open banter, please be a good citizen. Because at exactly 11:30, we'll have Abuja Now. Don't go away.